it's your girl Lydia Wendy's, and today I'm just about to show you how I make basic bread, and I just use only 4 ingredients: flour, salt, honey, and yeast. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna use, and some water. I don't use sugar, and that's the honey I'm gonna use. It's called Girls Clear Honey. Okay, you can use any honey. If you don't like sugar as well, or you'd like to go healthy, just go for honey. Okay, it's gonna do the job. So this yeast, we're gonna have to activate it. We're gonna use a teaspoon or a little pinch or half a teaspoon of some salt. Okay, this is 250 mils. Yeah, it's a cup measurement. So I'm gonna use this to measure the flour, which is gonna be 3 cups, and I'm gonna use water, warm water. I'm gonna show you how to mix this water to the warmth that's required. We need 115 degrees of warmth. Yes, I'm going to show you how to work that out. Yeah, okay, and I got my bowl. So that's all that I'm going to use to do this, and this is my working board. We're not going to knead, okay, just to let you know, this kind of bread we're making today, we're not going to need to knead anything. So it's simple bread, the kind of bread that you need to eat during quarantine, and it comes with very few ingredients. If there's anything different here that you wouldn't have, you have sugar in your cupboard, you have salt, you've got flour in your cupboard, wheat, and you got a bowl and water. Okay, so we don't need anything special, so stay tuned and don't go away. Alright guys, one of the things that I really need to do right now is to boil some water. So to find the right warmth, you just have to get this. Alright, and next I'm gonna take this here, and I'm gonna press that switch and boil. Okay, so I'm gonna boil that water and wait for it. My water's come to the boil, and how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna measure it like that. We're gonna put that other half, and it's gonna be cold water. Yep. Okay, so let's do this. All right, I'm gonna put some cold water before this water cools. I don't want to make a mistake right now because the mixture will be done. Okay, right there. All right, so I'm gonna put a tablespoon of yeast, okay, in that water, and then next I'm gonna put some honey, all right, to activate my yeast. Okay, I'm gonna put the Girls honey, and you can use any kind of honey, but I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon again to put into this. All right, I'm gonna make it full. Right, I don't want it to drain. I'm gonna stir it a bit. If it's too hot, it's gonna kill the yeast. If it's too cold, it's not gonna activate the yeast. All right, so what's next is we're gonna cover this with a warm clean cloth. Okay, I wanted to keep it in a warm place. When the yeast makes a bubble, that means the yeast is activated. That proves to you that your yeast is gonna expand your bread. Okay, so if the yeast doesn't make a bubble, unfortunately you're gonna have to throw the yeast. It says it's either expired, for some reason it's not doing its job, so you need to get another pack of yeast that can do the job. But this is just to check if it's activated, because it's been there for ages. All right, if you just bought a new pack, it should activate. Sometimes you don't have to test this. We just do this just to test and see if the yeast is activated. If it's not, no problem. If you don't like to do this stage, you can always opt to buy yeast that's already activated. You don't have to activate it, you just put it into the ingredient and that's it. Okay, I didn't get much of a bubble. I've had my yeast for a long time, so I was supposed to get a foam, but it was really tiny, and I've left it for 1 hour. I was supposed to leave it for 5 minutes. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to show you. It's my mistake, and I should have bought some yeast that's new, because I've had this for so many years, but it's not expired. But it's not forming as much as I know it can. That's the bubble I'm getting. It's not a good form. Like, it really forms a bubble, big form. Like, that's what's supposed to happen. But the fact that it didn't show that much, it's not the best yeast. Okay, I could buy a new one, but also the thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, if it doesn't activate, it means your yeast is not good. So you could as well, if it's not expired, you can keep it. It can do the half bit that it does, but it can do much more of expanding. So I'm gonna use some baking powder to add into it. Okay, yeah. And that's what you can do whenever your yeast is not forming as much. You can top up with some powder. So the whole point of the yeast forming is to see how much it's going to expand the bread. So if it forms, it means it's active enough to expand the bread. If you bought a new tin of yeast and you're definitely sure you've not kept it for too long or open for too long, you followed the instruction, you kept it in the right place, it should form a foam, okay? And if it does, just go ahead and I'm still gonna use this, all right, because it's not expired. I'm just gonna top up with some baking powder so it can form a little bit more. So that's gonna help you to understand why we use the yeast, okay? It's a substitute actually, but yeah, that's the reason why. So I'm gonna fix that and you'll see how I'm gonna do it. All right guys, so right now I'm gonna get some flour. All right, so I'm gonna get the 3 cups and I'm gonna put it in like this. It's not tight, so that's the kind of measurement I want, okay? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut off the top bit. I don't want anything to exceed, and we don't have to be very precise. Do you know what, when it comes to bread, you don't have to be precise. I think it would be a better loaf of bread if the yeast had a big foam. So my job is to get some more yeast. Baking powder can fix the problem. So it's an advantage that the yeast didn't exactly make the foam that I know it does. This is the third, okay? So you see the difference? I had this left. I thought I had 3 cups, but this is more. Okay, so yeah, and this is gonna give the bread some flavor. So I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon. Yeah, we're gonna have that. Yeah. The sugar is supposed to be 2 tablespoons, and the salt is just 1 teaspoon. This is a tablespoon and this is a teaspoon, but guess what? These are quite small. These have a shape that is just for fun, but these have the exact measurement, the cooking measurements. So sometimes you're better off getting this because these measurements are not always the same. Do you get me? Oops, there's some of it that's piling over here. So yeah, this is what we're doing. We're messing up the wall, but we mix the water and then we don't put more until the water has disappeared, and we have little things like that, okay? And we keep spinning them around like that, okay? It's nice that my gloves are really tight because I got myself a small size so that I can feel everything, okay? Yeah, and then I spin that. You see what I've got there? Okay, so we keep dragging more flour into the middle section. I'm gonna get rid of that water by going round like that, okay? When the water gets finished, I drag more into the middle section and I take it round again. Okay, we can keep doing this. We're dragging the flour out of the edges and spinning it around. Okay, so I'm gonna move that to that side. And this place still has flour, so I'm gonna put some more water, because I want a certain kind of consistency. When you have this kind of consistency, you can never ever need to knead, okay? So if you don't have a machine and you feel like you don't have the time to knead, when you do this, it's a time saver, okay? You're never gonna have to waste time kneading. So I'm getting rid of that. So yeah, then we'll see how much water we've used, but altogether we had 1.5. It looks like it's more. No wonder my yeast didn't make that foam, because the water was a lot more than we wanted it. So we have some flour here. Okay, I'm gonna pour that water there so that we can make particles of that nature. So that's how I can imagine we had more water. I don't know what my measurements were all about. We had more water than we were supposed to have, but every mistake brings out something good. You'll make the same mistake anyway, so because I've taken long without making bread, it's been a while. So yeah, I'm bound to make mistakes. So I'm getting rid of those bits that have flour. I used to do bread like literally every day at home. I've got other types of bread that I make that the kids really like, but I did this for the video because it's plain and it's got the ingredients that you've got in your house. That's why I went for this, but they don't like this as much. Okay, so yeah, so now that I've got everything, I didn't even finish this. Okay, I'm gonna put this here and I'm gonna move this beautiful whatever. I'm gonna drag everything and put it right here. I might want to touch my flour a little bit, because we've got some rough set. What I meant, but we don't have to knead, you're gonna see, okay? We really don't have to, okay? We don't have to, like this. I just had to do that. I got some other flour and I just did that and it was stuck on, okay? Did you see that? I did that, it's all off. You don't have to knead, okay? And this is that. You don't have to knead. You don't have to knead unless you have the strength to. But to be honest with you, you don't have to knead. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, if you want to make the best bread, the more you knead, the more you spoil the bread. But the less you knead, the better the bread. Okay, so in everything that we're doing, I'm not going to use string to put this together. I'm going to do this, okay, just a few times just to get these particles together, because you remember we made particles, little particles that are already together. Okay, so we're going to do that just to get our particles together. And shortly I'm going to put this aside for 1 hour to expand. I'm not sure about my yeast. That's the biggest mistake you can ever make, not being sure about your products. I didn't even put the baking powder. And I believe every mistake that I make is going to help someone else, because I know people make bread and they make mistakes. I'm really the kind of person who makes bread a lot, but it's taken a while without making any bread. I'm back. I forgot, I did so many things, but for the sake of this tutorial, I believe every mistake is going to help you get confident. Because when you make these mistakes, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to throw your dough or it's not going to come out. It is going to come out, trust you me, it's going to come out. Okay, you put the yeast to expand the bread. You don't want a bread that's tight like that and the middle part is all stuck together and you don't have the beautiful crumbs. Okay, it helps with the beauty in the crumbs. You need the yeast to activate. Okay, oh, you need to make sure it's not expired and you've been storing in the right place. And yeah, so you can be sure it's going to activate, because right now I can't go out for yeast. I can't do that, but I'm going to check this. This should be the bottom, honestly. It should come out good. To be so pointy, so I can do this with my hands. Alright, and I want this little stomach like a fish. Yeah, and let's just start it, okay? Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover this and leave it for approximately 1 hour. Should I leave it for 1 hour? I'm going to leave it for 30. To be honest, I'm not patient enough. I'm going to leave it for 30 minutes. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. Look at that. I'm going to put that in the bin. But yeah, that's what happened, okay? Waste. Alright, so yeah. I'm going to cover that. I don't know what to cover it with, this beautiful shape. And I'm going to take it right into the microwave because it's warm in there. And I'm gonna leave it there for a while, guys. Because the yeast wasn't good, look at that, it's flat. I'm still gonna make it there and I want to see what happens. Okay, I'd like to tell that story of what happens, and that's part of the learning process. So if you're learning, this will be very helpful. I'm gonna still make a slice, right? Kids might like it. I didn't need that much water, but yeah, that's what I've got there. Alright guys, so this is the bread. Okay. Alright, so it didn't get that big as much as I know it should. Alright, but so this is how it feels. It's quite big and it's stuck on because I didn't it's just cook. And you were still gonna eat it because guess what, it's quite sweet and the kids already saying they like it. It is bread. But look at it. Okay, I think you can see that better. That's it. So I'm gonna show you the flour that I used. I used this flour, it's self-rising flour. Okay, a little bit, so we've got little crumbs in there. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna have to take this at the dough and I'm gonna have to show you from there. It's still bread, it's just not the best that we can do. We didn't give it the best quality. We're outside and I thought the light here would be much better than the one indoors, but it's not even better. It is beautiful, it's not that nice, but it's okay given that we were a bit careless, that we made mistakes that you don't make while baking. I think I overcooked it. Okay, way overcooked. Okay, I took it back into the oven for another 5 minutes, which just went way overboard. Right, so okay, so